We put something on them.
Put something on them. Like if they're freaking dogs. You should behoove yourself.
Behoove yourself?
Yeah.
Are you a Shakespearean? What era are you living in? Hey everyone, welcome back to a new podcast episode. No mics this week because I brought one of my friends on to add to the conversation. We're going to be talking about what it's like experiencing just dating with a disability, discrimination, and turn like rejections that we deal with on a day-to-day with those types of things. So yeah, buckle up and let's get into it. Say what's up, friend.
Hey, you guys.
Introduce yourself, maybe, to the people, them.
Well, you could have introduced me.
Okay, well,
Crazy.
Her name is Chelsie. She's a pain in my ass sometimes.
You know what? Whatever.
But she's a short black woman. And she...
What you guys didn't see is that I just pinched her.
She just pinched me, trying to slap me and shit. Oh wait, I'm gonna have to cut that out. I don't want...
Stupid!
And then you still keep hitting me. Okay. Tell people about yourself. Like, tell them who you are as Chelsie.
Well, I've known this one for about 10 years, unfortunately.
Wow.
I am a Guyanese woman just like Gabby. Hey. And we're both blind. Yeah. And we're both looking for brothers. Mm-hmm. If you know what I mean.
They could be twins and they could be real brothers too. Or both.
I don't know about that twin thing. How do I know if one who's mine and who's not?
We put something on them.
Put something on them. Like if they're freaking dogs, like freaking wear this bell around your neck so I know it's you.
Yeah, duh. Stupid. But like, you're mine. Stupid. Well, I mean, I feel like that'll be easy to identify because you would know who's your man's and who's not.
No, not if they're identical.
Yes, you would though.
No.
I feel like you
if
would
they're identical.
Because okay,
listen, talk about real blind problems. I'll be like,
but wait, no, but I get it. If they're identical, but you know what I mean? Like you could tell who's your true, who's your.
I hope so.
I would hurt you if you got into bed with my man.
First of all, I wouldn't want to get into bed with your man. I would want to get my man. I would be like, hey, your brother tricked me because you both sound alike.
That's why I say I'd be like. Emotional damage. He'd be slapped so fast he wouldn't even see it coming. He'd be the blind one. Damn, her phone is always blowing up. She got people hotline blinging her.
First of all, that's not true. That's not true.
Okay. So let's get into experiences you've had first with trying to date and trying to find people.
What she's trying to low-key say is that I'm a thought, which I am not.
You are a thought, though.
No, I'm not.
We've all said that you are the thought. All of our friends have agreed mutually that you are a thought.
I'm just very sociable.
Oh, is that the new term for it, Trish?
You know what? I can't with you. Anyway, says the person that be going to different states.
I go to different states, but I don't have hoes in different area codes.
I don't know about that.
It's true though.
I don't know about that.
I haven't talked to any guys recently. And the one guy I spoke to last time. Okay, so let me tell this story and then we can get into all the other things. I was talking to this one guy recently, like 2 weeks ago, through the Meetup app where you like join all these different groups, right? And I was like, we first started messaging through Meetup, and I was the one that reached out to him first. Keep this in mind, because I was like, oh, we're in the same group. Like, let me see what he's about. And I messaged him and I was like, oh, hi, like, just want to introduce myself, blah, 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 whatever. And he's like, oh, cool, like, it's nice to virtually meet you. What other groups are you in? So we start talking about, like, what we're interested in and, like, the types of groups. Like, I'm not thinking any sort of, like, romantic connection with this person. Yeah, so then I was like, yeah, well, that's cool. Like, you know, he's into, like, a lot of, like, hiking and outdoorsy shit. And so I was like, yeah, that's nice. You know, I'm not a big hiker, but like I enjoy it occasionally. Like certain trails. Shut up. I enjoy it occasionally. Don't mind Miss Piggy over here snorting and clapping like she in church. And so then he's like, hey, like, would you feel comfortable giving me your cell phone number and we can talk off the app if you're cool with that? Thanks to Chelsie, I don't give guys my direct cell phone number. And we're going to get into Google Voice and all of that good stuff eventually. But I gave him my Google Voice number and I was like, yeah, here's my number. Like, you know, give me a text, shoot me a text. And he texted me like a few hours later, and then his first question off the app was like, random question, can I see what you look like? And I was like, and so I literally waited a day, 2 days to get back to him, because I was like, how do I ask him how comfortable he feels about blind people? And I finally was like, you know what, first I have a question. How do you feel about being friends or anything of the sort with someone that's blind? His response was, oh, I'm totally cool with that. Are you blind? And I was like, no, I was just curious, just for the fucking shit of it all. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm blind. And he was like, oh, that's totally cool. Like, that's really impressive. Like, this is what he kept saying. He's like, that's so impressive. Like, you know, I'm so sorry to hear. And I was like, why are you sorry that I'm blind? Like, I'm confused. Like, you didn't make me blind, did you? And so then he's like, yeah, but no, that's awesome. I'm so impressed by you, which I hate when people say that.
Roll over, Gabby. Huh? Good doggy, Gabby.
Shut up.
You are impressive.
I know, right? And then he just hasn't messaged me ever since then. So, Chelsie, what are your thoughts on people like that quote that they are so cool with someone that's blind and being friends with someone that's blind? Like, think about it. I wasn't trying to date this boy, like, at all. I was just being friends with him, and I was, like, trying to get to know him more. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm totally cool with that. What are your thoughts?
In my experience,
like I said, she had thought. Stop kicking me.
Like, in my experience, I think that there's people that are legitly okay with you being blind and they want to know more because they're curious. And then there's people like him who are just like, that's impressive. It's impressive you woke up this morning. It's impressive you roll out of bed. Good job. And those people, I feel like you gotta realize we are people too. And this is the 21st century. Like, we are not in the olden days where blind people were, you know, in their rooms locked up because nobody
were too scared to try to
help them,
interact with them and help them.
We actually can use phones, computers, and
better than some of you sighted people. No offense, but take it offensively if you choose.
Yes, we have an awesome friend that's really great at technology stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, know several friends who are great at technology stuff. That to say, yeah, no, I think it's, in my experience, I hate talking to people like that because they're not really educated, and it's not my job to always educate you. Like, I'll give you the basics, but you know, there is this thing called Google, and now ChatGPT, Siri, and all the other AIs out there. So, and YouTube. Like, so I'm not saying I won't educate you halfway, but you know, it's you should behoove yourself into
behoove yourself.
Yeah.
Are you a Shakespearean, like, what era are you living in? Behoove yourself.
The same era as these people, apparently.
Behoove yourself?
Yes. Oh, you're so crazy. No.
But no, you're absolutely right. I mean, like, people need to find a way to educate themselves. If you quote unquote feel like you're so cool with someone being blind, with being friends with someone that's blind, like, it's up to you to then say, okay, if I am cool with this, I want to ask you questions that's going to help me to get to know you as a person more before we get further into whatever type of relationship you're trying to build with that person. Like, it's more than just, you know, get to know the person. Ask them the questions that you want to ask them, but make sure it's appropriate questions. Don't be an asshole about it and make assumptions based off of, you know, things that you've seen on TV or heard about. Do the research, and as Chelsie says, behoove yourself.
I mean, think about it. Even Daredevil is more advanced than that. I mean, if he could jump off roofs, don't you think I could scroll, and we can scroll on a phone?
Yeah.
And actually interact with the world? If Daredevil could jump off roofs, from roof to roof, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So I think we
the ever loving crap out of someone. Oh, he was fine.
Okay, I think we should talk about Google Voice. You should introduce it. You should talk about it because you're the one that told me about it.
So Google Voice, for those who don't know, is an app that Google owns, obviously, and it lets people in the business world or in the dating world have a secondary phone number. It's for free. And the great thing about Google Voice is that, you know, you can use it whenever, like, you don't want to give someone your actual phone number. It's easier to block someone off of that. And it's in many different countries. So that's great about Google Voice. And in, like, if you're international, it's like literally only like probably 1 cent, or like even like still $0. So I really love Google Voice. It's really great. It goes according to your area code.
Yeah.
And I just love it. I use it for work. I use it for dating apps. I use it, you know, until I feel comfortable with people. I use it for my WhatsApp, which is another great tool. So another great chatting social app, networking app. And it's great. I really think it's a great app mostly because it's free, okay? Like,
yeah.
Let me tell you,
and let's keep it that way,
now,
please.
There's text now. There's so much other apps, and they're not free. Or they'll have so many different ads.
Yeah.
Do you know how much Google Voice has?
Free ads? $99 and 0 ads.
Exactly. So I think, and this is not sponsored by it.
No, not at all.
But honestly, it's a really, really great app, and I feel like more people should use it. Even if you don't like have money for like a regular phone, Google Voice will like actually help you to have your own phone number and reach out to people. So if you don't have money, we get that. You know, so like drop that, like seriously drop whatever like phone company you have and just use Google Voice, because honestly, it's the best thing ever.
It really is good, and I think a really good thing about it too is like for women especially, like, yes, I think any and everybody could use it and should give it a try, but I think for women, I know like when we're out in public places, maybe you're out with your friends and there's a guy hitting on you and he's asking you for your digits and you're just like, ooh, like this is giving me creepy, uncomfortable vibes. Or even if you vibe with him, but you're like, okay, I'm not ready to dish out my digits to this person right away, because you have to earn the actual digits, which is what I say. I feel like you got to earn getting my actual direct contact info. So I feel like Google Voice helps a lot because you're able to be like, oh yeah, sure, of course, like here's my number, and you don't have to tell them that this is your Google Voice number. Like, to them it's just your regular phone number. Like, they're just gonna think it's just your regular digits. But you give them your Google Voice number, and you can even like you text them through the app, you can call them through the app, like you can still have the conversations through the app and still feel like there's that divide of like, okay, I still have the people that I want to contact me through my regular phone can still do that, and the people that I just feel like I'm not ready to have them contact me directly just yet can do that through here. And like for me, I use mine for business, for like my business, and I also use it for talking to guys, obviously. And I feel like it's just so dope. Like I love it a lot.
So a lot of times whenever I'm on dating apps and I ask, oh, you want a message off of the app, I definitely give them my Google Voice number. But a lot of times people are normal when they are on those dating apps, and then when they message you directly, you really start to see their true colors. Mm-hmm. And that is why I give the Google Voice number, because I feel like if I'm noticing that you're a little crazy off of the app, when you just have my Google Voice number, there's definitely no way you're going to be getting into my personal phone number.
Yeah, no.
And I check it less often anyway. I'm not always on my Google Voice.
Yeah.
Like I said, I really like the app. It's really great and accessible as well. I feel like a lot of times, a lot of apps these days aren't accessible, but Google Voice is. Speaking of accessibility, like I feel like really cool apps that are accessible for dating is like the Facebook app, and it's free. We love free. I do also think, actually, like I feel like Facebook is the most accessible, which is pretty sad. I think Bumble and Tinder are
Tinder's
okay.
not accessible at all.
Yeah, it's not as good. Once, don't do it. Don't download Once, please.
Once?
Please.
What the hell's that?
It's another dating app. It's horrible.
And don't use Coffee and Bagel. That shit is dry, and the coffee went stale 2 weeks ago.
And do not use what is this other one?
Upward?
Upward, yes. That one is also bad. It's not accessible. And there's another one I'm using right now. It's called Magnet. Don't use that one either. It's a scam. Do not use it. They're all robots. Please do
really?
not. Yeah.
What the hell?
Yep.
That's crazy.
I spent that money so you guys don't have to. Please do not use these apps. They're not good. So far, the one I gel with the most is Facebook. If you have a little bit of a vision and you can use Tinder and Bumble and Hinge, good luck to you, and I'm happy for you. But as of right now, the other ones I mentioned, don't do it. They're just crazy. Just don't. Trust me.
Okay, so then from that point, do you ever feel like, have you had any successes off of any of these apps? Like, have you taken it any further with any guys to the point where you're like, okay, like, this person feels like they're a good fit and I'm ready to go hang out with them somewhere for lunch or coffee or whatever?
Well, one guy, but, like, it didn't go far because communication is really important to me. But, there's this one guy, I actually met him on Facebook, another blind individual, very nice guy, and, he also loved the same things I did, loves reading, which is a big plus in my book. Mm-hmm. I love nerds, apparently. Attract them like if I'm a magnet, no pun intended. But we didn't he didn't know how to communicate, and for
you
me
didn't attract like magnets.
And communication is very, very, very important to me. I don't care if we don't see each other for like 3 weeks, a month, or whatever, but communication is a must, so I can know that you still care about me, you still think about me. And I think that's something he wasn't ready for. But I think that if you keep on looking, you'll find someone. Or even friendships, not everything has to be not everybody has to fall into the category of boyfriend or significant other. There's also friendships. Friendships is really important, and that's what I've also gained on these apps. And I also learned a lot about myself.
Yeah.
And once you get to learn certain apps, you'll learn what apps you like and what apps you don't. But go forth and conquer.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's very important. And just know, like, if you're specifically going on these apps with the intention to date, I think just know that that's totally fine. And it's hard, especially if you live in a place where maybe you prefer to meet people in person. I know, like, that's one thing I like to do, but sometimes that's just really hard because you're not in a space where it's easy to connect with people face to face. So maybe these apps are like the go-to for you. And I mean, if you have success stories from any of the apps, if you've met people through groups that you've joined on Meetup or anything like that, like we would love to hear what your stories are in the comments over on the Instagram. Is there anything else you want to add?
Just don't forget to disclose. I know it's hard, but don't forget to disclose your blindness.
Yeah, if you have a disability.
You don't have to do it right away. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm blind. I put it on my Facebook profile because I just want to see who actually reads profiles, but you won't believe how many people don't.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they find out, when they go back again, they're like, wait, you're blind? Like, if I betrayed them, like, I'm like, dude, it was in my profile the whole time. Chill.
Yeah.
But like, if you're comfortable, make sure to always disclose, because then you never know who will be your eyes, like Celine Dion says, when you cannot see. So, like I said, go forth, conquer, and meet up as much people you can. Yeah. And match.
Yeah, keep matching. That's
another good app. Match, but it's expensive.
I'm done. Yeah, I mean, definitely for sure. I mean, I'm trying to give them all a try now too. But I'd love to hear what you guys have to add to the conversation. People with disabilities, without disabilities. I'd love to hear what you have to say about anybody that you've met that maybe has a disability and disclosed to you, or someone that you've been able to feel like you've gained success off of these apps getting to actually talk to. This is a short episode today, but we can also go further at another time. But yeah, Chelsie, thanks for coming on. I'm happy that you came on and joined the pod today.
Thanks for having me. Enjoy.
Bye. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and my friend Chelsie today. I hope you guys enjoyed this little short episode where we talked about both of our experiences. I want to hear what you have to say over on Instagram, and I'd love to hear from every and anybody. Whether you have a disability or not, I'd still like to see what you guys have experienced, if you feel comfortable. And I just think it's very interesting to hear from different perspectives on the topic. So be sure to drop a comment at the Tea Diaries Pod on Instagram. Give me a follow over there so that you don't miss out on future episodes. And if you enjoyed any of the topics that I discussed with my friend in today's episode, be sure to let me know if you want me to discuss anything further in another episode.